this is the first thing is you have to name the apparatus. The diagram shows the apparatus used to reduce copper 2 oxide with hydrogen. So the apparatus is shown. What's happening is if you remember the reactivities, ठीक है बाकी जिन्होंने अभी join किया अच्छा so the question is that you have your hydrogen gas is coming in ठीक है maybe you don't need to know this in this question लेकिन फिर भी कर लेंगे there's copper 2 oxide. So if you remember the reactivity C's, तो reactivity C's के अंदर ना bottom के ऊपर there was copper and then there was hydrogen जो उससे ऊपर होता था copper Hg Ag Au etc. So the reactivity would decrease down the reactivity series. Now hydrogen is more reactive in the reactivity series, so that means कि ये displacement reactions होते थे or this was known as reduction with hydrogen. ये इससे हम metals extract करते थे. What would happen is that hydrogen being more reactive is going to steal the oxygen from copper. So hydrogen is going to steal that oxygen and it would form water. और copper जो है ना वो अकेला रह जाएगा ठीक है. So this is the reaction that's happening at this point over here. Hydrogen gas is coming in, copper 2 oxide के साथ react कर रही है, and then whatever is produced is passed through this thing. और वो excess hydrogen gas यानी जो बच गई है ना hydrogen gas that is coming out from the other end. Now complete the boxes to name the apparatus. What is the name of this stand over here? What is this called? Any ideas? One second, apparatus की list पे वगैरह भी. Mahad, do you know what the stand is?
It's
Just one second, let me open the list of apparatus and we can go through them. ठीक है, once more. ठीक है, so I can किधर apparatus. Experimental chemistry. So you had all these apparatuses. At the end, we did there was a picture I said. This is a list of apparatuses. This stand over here is known as a retort stand. ठीक है, ये तो internet से picture लिए. The correct name is a retort stand. It has a clamp at the top. ठीक है, it has a clamp at the top that is used. I can show you a picture of a retort stand quickly. To remember what a retort stand is. ठीक है, just give me 1 second. I'll show you a picture. So this is what it's going to look like. ठीक है, these are the retort stands. So it has different clamps on it. You can so it's used to hold apparatuses. Most notably, most importantly, it's used to hold a burette. A burette is usually held with a retort stand. As coming back to the paper, this one is a retort stand. And what's the name given to this apparatus? This is a beaker. It's usually used as a container. Use an arrow to indicate where the heat is going to be applied. The second question, where the heat is going to be applied. So you're going to apply the heat over here. You have to heat copper 2 oxide so that it reacts with hydrogen gas. The color of copper 2 oxide changes from what to what. So copper 2 oxide, initially it was copper 2 oxide, then it changes into copper, it gets reduced because hydrogen takes away the oxygens. So I'm going to look at the data sheet जहाँ पे colors of compounds भी लिखे हुए. So if you look at the data sheet and on this page, on the next page, there's different colors of compounds. Now copper over here, copper oxide over here is black in color. So this black substance changes into copper का color होता है, it's a pink metal or a reddish brown metal. So it changes into pink. The next part is suggest the reason why the U-tube is surrounded by ice. So you have to guess why. I mean, if you look over here, it's surrounded by ice, it's cold, and there's a liquid that's being formed over here. What could that liquid be? That liquid is this water that is being produced. क्योंकि hydrogen जब oxygen से उसका oxygen छीनता है तो it ends up forming water. So this liquid that's formed over here at the bottom of the YouTube, that's going to be H2O. So the purpose of the ice is to condense the steam that is formed. So identify the colorless liquid, that's water. Suggest a reason why the YouTube is surrounded by ice. That is to condense H2O gas. Uh, Give a chemical test for this liquid. So the chemical test for liquid is, again, I'm going to refer to the sheet, the data sheet. The chemical test for liquid water is, very early sheet. Remember this chemical test. K hydrous cobalt chloride is pink in color, and anhydrous cobalt chloride is blue in color. Anhydrous का मतलब है without water it's blue in color, with water it is pink in color. So that is the chemical test for water. There's another test for water which is anhydrous copper sulfate. It's white in color, and with water it changes into blue. So anhydrous is white, hydrated or hydrous is blue in color. So you can, these are the two tests for water which you have to write. So the chemical test would be you take anhydrous cobalt chloride and it changes from blue to pink. That's the result. Without water it's blue. With water it's going to be pink. How could you show that this liquid is pure? Purity of a substance, remember, always is checked by checking its boiling point. Pure substances always melt and boil at a fixed temperature. Boil at a fixed temperature. और इसके अंदर ये भी याद रखना है कि if you have water, now pure water would boil at 100 and would freeze at 0. But if you have water which has salt in it, like NaCl, then it's going to boil at a temperature of its boiling point would increase. It would become greater than 100. It might be 102, it might be 103, and its melting point would be lesser than 0. ठीक है, so remember this as well. खैर इस पार्ट का जो क्वेश्चन था वो तो ये था कि how do you show it's pure because it's going to boil at a fixed temperature. The next part is you're given a question. A student investigated the rate of reaction between hydrogen peroxide and aqueous potassium iodide. Uh, so now the next part. Okay, now this is an experiment that's being done, and nowhere have you studied this experiment. And usually, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be given an experiment in ATP, and that experiment you've never actually heard about that experiment. So it's all common sense and your general knowledge of chemistry. You're going to apply it over here. Now, the student, and you have to remember always sketch things. When you sketch things, things become clearer. A student investigated the rate of reaction between hydrogen peroxide and aqueous potassium iodide. So, what's happening? Hydrogen peroxide is a compound in potassium iodide, and he's trying to figure out the speed of the reaction. When these chemicals react, they form iodine. Sodium thiosulfate solution reacts with iodine and can be used to show how fast the reaction proceeds. Now, a burette is filled with 0 cm cube marked with sodium thiosulfate. So I'm going to just quickly sketch it. So there's a burette with a tab at the bottom and it has sodium thiosulfate. Uh, no formulas are given, so we're not. I'm just going to write what's written over here. So his burette is filled with sodium thiosulfate. Using a large measuring cylinder, 100 cm cube distilled water poured into a conical flask. So there's a flask probably at the bottom, and you just added how much? You added 100 cm cube of water in it, distilled water, pure water. Now that's been added over here. Using a small measuring cylinder, 6 cm cube sulfuric acid was added to the conical flask. So now you've added 6 centimeter cube of H2SO4. And then there was 1 cm cube of starch solution and 4 cm cube of potassium iodide were added to the flask. So 4 cm cube of potassium iodide, which is Ki, and something else was added, which is what else is added? 1 cm cube of starch is also added. Remember, starch is a test for iodine. If you take bios, remember this: starch is used to test for the presence of iodine. Now the question is, so the question stated that hydrogen peroxide and potassium iodide are reacting. I said, anyways, what's the next part? 0.5 cm of thiosulfate was added from the burette to the mixture. So he's also simultaneously adding. Now he's doing a lot of things. Okay, so he's adding thiosulfate, and how much is added? 0.5 cm cube. So a very tiny amount is added. So if he's added a lot of things in this solution over here. The reaction was then started by adding 3 cm cube of H2O2. So finally, at the end of the day, remember initially he said, beginning kya he said the reaction is between hydrogen peroxide and potassium iodide. So there's potassium iodide, and finally at the end of the day, he's adding hydrogen peroxide to it. Now, when he does this, he says that the reaction starts. Right? So let's assume that the reaction has started, and he starts the stopwatch. The time taken for blue color to appear was noted. So that means after some time, somewhere in this solution, a blue color appears. And that's when stopwatch, and that's the time what the stopwatch is measuring. The reaction was then started by adding 3 cm3 of H2O2. A further 0.3 cm of thiosulfate as a time taken for the blue color to appear was noted. And then he says a further 0.5 cm3 of thiosulfate solution was added to the mixture in the conical flask whirled and the blue color disappeared. The time when the blue color reappeared was noted. The experiment continued by adding 0.5 cm3 portions of thiosulfate until a total of 3 cm3 had been added, noting the times at which the blue color appears. So what he's doing is he added 0.5 cm3 of thiosulfate. Then after a short interval, he added, once this is done and he stops the stopwatch, he adds another 0.5 cm3 of thiosulfate. And then he stated that this blue color disappeared. And then you start the stopwatch again. And he says that the blue color after some time reappears. It reappears. And you stop the stopwatch. You measure the time. And he's saying he's continuously, after every time interval, he's adding 0.5 cm3 more. He adds another 0.5 cm3, blue color disappears and then reappears after a certain time interval, and he's measuring those time intervals. Okay, now it looks like a very complicated question. They're not going to ask you very complicated questions on this. The हमेशा याद रखना कि more than the knowledge that needs to be applied, questions probably बहुत simple होंगे. लेकिन वो जो उसने कहानियां लिखी होंगी ना कुछ questions में, they would be very complicated. And most of the time, this entire knowledge that he's provided us, that is not going to help us in solving the question. ठीक है, तो ये हमने वैसे ही किया just for our own sake कि we get a clear picture of what he's doing. ठीक है, but that clear picture would probably not be useful in answering the question क्योंकि questions जो होंगे वो mostly बहुत simple होंगे. ठीक है. अच्छा, so you don't even know what the reaction is. मतलब you don't even know the formula of sodium thiosulfate. तो हमें इससे आगे कुछ नहीं पता, हमें बस पता है ये काम ये कर रहा है. अच्छा, इधर उसने टेबल के अंदर ना he has plotted everything. He's told us that 0.5 cm3 of thiosulfate was initially added. The timer क्या बता रहा है? What's the reading that the timer shows? And you have to be very careful. Okay, if he's written seconds in the heading, you have to give this value in seconds. So uh, the small hand, like any watch, that's your minute hand, and the big hand is your second hand. So this is how much? Mahat क्या value है? This is. I think it's 22 seconds.
22.
So this one over here is
43.
43 seconds. Then the next one, what is this value?
4.
नहीं,
64.
64 seconds क्योंकि your minute hand is also moving. ठीक है, वो 1 पे आ गया, तो यानी 1 minute और 4 seconds है, लेकिन वो seconds में देना है तो it's going to be 64. साथ clear है?
Yes.
ये क्या ये क्या होगा?
86.
ठीक है, this one is 86. हाँ, ये 26 seconds बता रहा है, and this is showing 1 minute. That's 1 minute, so that's going to be 86 seconds. 60 plus 26. So this would be how much?
105.
ठीक है, this is 105 seconds. और last वाला
126.
ठीक है, this one is 126 seconds क्योंकि just smaller hand and that's at 2 minutes now. As anyways, you've got the values and you're supposed to plot the graph of best fit. ये हम जल्दी से कर भी लेते हैं, ठीक है? So it's 22 seconds and 43 seconds हर 0.5 interval पे, ठीक है? 22 and 43. This side is not marked. Mahad, how will you choose the scale of this side? Okay, what's your range? It's up to 126. ठीक है, यानी
We could do by 10.
नहीं, if you do by 10, 150 तक जाना है 20 से लेके. If you do by 10, I think this would be 10. This would be 20. उससे काम नहीं चलेगा, 20 करना पड़ेगा. This would be 20, this would be 40, this would be 60. This is going to be 80. Then you have 100. Then 120. ये मैं mark भी कर लूँ. And then 120, then you have 140. And then you have 160. Mahad, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
After this, so remember your range has to be chosen carefully. That your graph must at least cover 60% of the graph. Now 22 seconds. 0.5 is 22, so it's going to be somewhere over here. This is 22. Okay, then it was 43. 1 minute ke upar it was. It was 43. So where would 43 come in? 43 would be right over here. ठीक है, so on you can mark all these values. It's 43 के बाद क्या है? 64 and 86. So 64 and 86. Those 64 would be 2 boxes. And 86 at 2 minutes would be 80 and 3 boxes. And then you have और क्या रह गया? आखिरी दो 86, 105 and 126. So let's plot those two values as well. So 105, where's 100? 105, so that's 2.5. And last one is 126, so that is 20 and 3 boxes. As anyways, you're going to put a ruler now, and that ruler, as it should. Now one issue is, will the graph pass through the origin or not? Now that's when you're plotting graphs, that's a very important issue. Will it pass through the origin or not? Agar volume of thiosulfate is 0 cm cube, time required kitna hoga? It's going to be 0 as well. I mean, there's not going to a reaction is not going to happen. ठीक है? So remember that this graph, the thiosulfate आप ज़्यादा करते जा रहे हो, the time required keeps on increasing. So remember this, that the thiosulfate, when it reaches 0, it's going to be the time interval 0 होगा, ठीक है? Or the time taken for the reaction is going to be 0. अच्छा, ये खैर गलत line है totally. We can rub that off. अच्छा, ruler से line बनानी है. Not all points should be on the line, but they have to be close to the line. मतलब एक भी point line के ऊपर नहीं है, that's fine, as long as they are scattered equally around the line. So take a ruler and draw a best fit line. ठीक है? So just make sure it's not important that any of the points are on the line. What is important is that उसके ऊपर नीचे जितने भी points हो ना वो equally spaced हो. Like if there are 3 points on the left side, there should be 3 points randomly on the right side as well. So from your graph, deduce the time at which the blue color would appear if a total of 4 cm cube of thiosulfate is added. Now we can sketch the graph further. इसको sketch कर दो. 4 cm cube यहाँ पे है, so you can go and have a look, and it's probably going to be 160 something. ठीक है? This would be the point this would be the 4 cm cube point. ठीक है? Is this clear to everyone? Everyone's clear है? Mahal clear है?
Yes.
अच्छा,
Yes, sir.
sketch on the grid, the graph you would expect if the experiment was repeated at a higher temperature. Now, at a higher temperature, ये अपने rate of reaction क्या था? Higher temperature, speed क्या होगी? Would it be faster or would it be slower? कौन जवाब देगा? इरम
It
क्या
would be
होगा?
faster.
ठीक है, it's going to be faster. So the time required for the reaction to happen would be less. ठीक है, it's going to take less time for the blue color to appear because the reaction is faster. Why is the reaction faster? Because the particles have more kinetic energy, and if they have more kinetic energy, that means that the reaction, uh, the collisions are more effective, and they are going to be more frequent collisions. ठीक है, तो टाइम कम होगा, इसका मतलब है ग्राफ जो होगा ना, that's going to be lower, क्योंकि इसकी जो हाइट है ना, that's time. So at a higher temperature, the time required would be lesser, so सारा ग्राफ नीचे आ जाएगा. Is this clear? Is it clear है? इरम clear है? Sidra? Ahmed?
Yes, sir. Yes.
अच्छा, suggest the purpose of the starch solution. ये याद रखना कि it's to detect iodine, or it's a test for iodine. In the presence of iodine, it turns blue in color. I just suggest that one advantage of using a pipette to measure the volume of hydrogen peroxide. Mahad, what's the advantage of using a pipette?
More accurate.
ठीक है, तो just a quick revision of the measurement devices. कि measuring cylinder, it's fast and easy to measure, but it's not accurate, not very accurate. Burette, extremely accurate. You can measure any volumes, but the liquid pours off very, very slowly. So it's not fast. और pipette का मसला है कि pipette का main मसला है कि it only measures just one volume, which is 25 cm cube. So it's also very accurate, but it's also very slow. And दूसरा problem है कि it only measures just one volume. अच्छा, वापस जाते हैं क्वेश्चन पे. Suggest one advantage, so it's very accurate. The other one is suggest and explain one disadvantage of using a pipette to measure the volume of the hydrogen peroxide. So slow to release. A liquid. क्योंकि मसला बताऊं क्या होगा कि रिएक्शन आपने एकदम से स्टार्ट करना है. अगर हम अपने पुराने डायग्राम पे जाए ना, कि रिएक्शन कब स्टार्ट हो रहा है, हाइड्रोजन पेरोक्साइड ऐड करने से रिएक्शन स्टार्ट हो रहा है. तो इफ यू यूज अ पिपेट, तो पिपेट का भी पहला ड्रॉप डलेगा तो रिएक्शन शुरू हो जाएगा. तो आपको पता नहीं लगेगा स्टॉप वॉच स्टार्ट कब करनी है, क्योंकि पिपेट को लग जाएंगे, तो हो सकता है रिएक्शन 1 सेकंड में खत्म हो जाए. लेकिन मसला वो आपका पिपेट इतना स्लो है कि वो 1 मिनट के अंदर रिलीज कर रहा है, ड्रॉप बाय ड्रॉप, उसके अंदर से एक एक कतरा ना बारी बारी डाल रहा है. तो आप रिएक्शन का टाइम तो फिगर आउट ही नहीं कर सकते कि हर दफा वो एक ड्रॉप डालेगा रिएक्शन हो जाएगा, फिर दोबारा उसका एक ड्रॉप डालेगा. तो whenever you have a rate of reaction experiment, you have to start the reaction immediately. You have to mix everything immediately. तो ये नहीं हो सकता कि वो चीजें बीच में ना ड्रॉप बाय ड्रॉप डाल रही हो. ठीक है, Maha, do you get this point?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, explain. अच्छा, slow to release a liquid, so difficult to know the starting point or starting time. What's beaker and conical flask? What's the disadvantage of using a beaker? But why was, when it came to containers, तो क्या होता था कि beaker is usually used as a container most of the time. For reactions, it's not suitable. Why? Because it has a wide opening, so there's going to be lots of spillage. You can't stir. If you want to vigorously shake it, you can't do it. A lot of liquid would fall out of it. And if gases are produced, just like coke and the gas produce होती है, so there's going to be acid spray. Liquid particles would bubble out of and fall out of the beaker. And there's a lot of heat loss as well. So it's not good for heating experiments as well. Conical flask का फायदा ये It has a tiny opening, easy to stir, less acids पे कि अगर अंदर bubbles भी बनेंगे ना, वो जो spray सा बन रहा होगा bubbles की वजह से, जैसा कोक में बनता है, so that spray is going to still remain inside the conical flask and won't fall out of the conical flask. And it's easier to collect gases as well. Stir करना भी आसान है. So if we have to write the advantages of using a beaker, a disadvantage of using a beaker, so the chances of more spillage. Uh, that's the only thing. 1 mark. I said now the next question is about solid analysis. You're given two solids, E and F. They were analyzed, and he's already told you what E is. E is sodium sulfide. पहले तो वो टेस्ट कर रहा है E के ऊपर. तो describe the appearance of E. Mahat क्या appearance होगी? Sodium is a group 1 compound. So
Be
group,
white.
so it's going to be white in color. Remember, only transition metal compounds are usually colored. I said transition metal compounds are colored. I said distilled water was added to solid E, so it became a solution. The solution was divided into two portions. So now you're dealing with the solution of E. Aqueous NaOH was added to the first portion of the solution. So let's go and have a look at our sheet. Okay, where are the tests for ions in the sheet? ये अगला पेज है. अच्छा, NaOH डालोगे तो क्या होगा? Here's your NaOH. So sodium. Now you have two ions in your solution. You have sodium ions and you have sulfide. So sodium ions का तो test mentioned ही नहीं है with I mean it's not even given. Sulfide यहाँ पे given है. So let's have a look कि sulfide would it react with sodium hydroxide? तो उसका अगर test पढ़ो ना, that's also not a test. So that means in this part, adding NaOH, sodium ions don't have a test. Sulfide का test कुछ और है. So that means nothing would happen, no observations, no reaction would happen. ठीक है? Is it, Anna, Sidra, is this clear?
Yes.
I said dilute hydrochloric acid was added to the second portion of the solution. The mixture was warmed. The gas given off was tested with a damp litmus paper soaked in aqueous potassium magnate 7. अब ये जाके ना शीट के अंदर देख लो. I mean these tests have to be memorized eventually. Sulfide का test exactly यही है कि hydrochloric acid डालो and then test for the presence of sulfur dioxide. तो sulfur dioxide क्या करेगी? Will turn potassium magnate 7 from purple to colorless. So if you go back and have a look, the we color, the mixture was warmed, hydrochloric acid was added, and gas was tested with magnate 7. तो हमने बस इसका टेस्ट कॉपी कर देना है. ऑब्जर्वेशन क्या होगी? It changes from purple to colorless. So this is all about memorization and recall. तो the only observation is, और observation में याद रखना कि reaction वो पूछ नहीं रहा होता, ना formulas लिखने होते हैं. What you're going to see, so it changes from purple to colorless. क्योंकि E के अंदर E was sodium sulfide. E had two ions. One was sodium ions. The other one was your sulfide ions. So this test that is described over here is a test for sulfide ions. I said next one is a flame test was carried out on solid E. तो वो भी इधर data sheet के अंदर मैंने लिखे हुए हैं. You have to remember these flame tests. Sodium ions का flame test क्या होता है? It's yellow in color. So because you have sodium sulfide, you're going to see a yellow colored flame. So observation would be if you carry out a flame test, a yellow flame, because it's sodium sulfide. तो ये वाला पूरा क्वेश्चन जो है ना रटा है वो पीछे से बस आपने कॉपी करना है. दोनों आमने सामने रखो. It's just that you have to practice a lot. You have to memorize everything in that sheet. अच्छा, टेस्ट ऑन सॉलिड F. F के बारे में उसने कुछ नहीं बताया था. He never told us what F was. तो पिछले वाले का आसान था क्योंकि पिछले वाले में he had told us everything कि what compound it was. जो last one था. अच्छा, F के बारे में nothing is known. So he's saying the solid was heated. The gas given off was tested with damp red litmus paper. A pungent gas was evolved which turned. तो कौन सी gas? पहले तो ये ढूंढो कि ये कौन सी gas produce होगी यहाँ पे. तो go back to your sheet. Where's the sheet? और gases के टेस्ट देखो, ये कौन सी गैस है जो turns damp litmus paper blue? तो it's ammonia gas. NH3 is the gas. So NH3 gas is being produced. Uh, so that's one thing that's one information that we got. Then he's saying that aqueous NaOH was added and the mixture heated. The gas given off was tested, and again a pungent gas is evolved, which turned universal indicator paper pH showed pH 10. यानी फिर से now these two things actually mean the same thing. Turns blue का क्या मतलब है? अगर litmus paper turns blue है, तो इसका मतलब है base is present, right? अगर pH 10 हो रहा है, तो that also means the base is present, that the gas is basic. तो ये दोनों he's just tricking you, he's using different words, but these two statements are exactly the same. कि pungent gas evolved. Litmus paper turned blue, which means the base is present. Indicator paper showed pH 10, so that also means the base is present. तो ये gas भी कौन सी gas है? It's going to be NH3 gas. ठीक है? तो दोनों reactions में NH3 gas produce हुई है. But I'm going to check this one. Okay, why would NH3 gas be produced if NaOH is added? So I'm going to look at the data sheet and see the test for NaOH. Okay, NaOH किन चीजों को टेस्ट करता था? So here's your NaOH. तो इनमें से किस में ammonia gas produce हुई है on warming? It's these ions. Ammonium ions, they produce ammonia gas on warming. So we're going to have these. We're going to write these down. Okay. This test indicates it's a test for ammonium ions. तो इसका मतलब है ammonium ions are present in this reaction. To identify the gas वो हम पहले कर चुके हैं, NH3 है. Identify one of the ions, so that is ammonium. Is this clear? Mahal clear है? Saad, Ahmed clear है? Anna?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, so this is ammonium. Last part पे आ जाते हैं. Potassium sulfate is a salt produced when sulfuric acid, ये वो डिजाइन का experiment है. So potassium sulfate is a salt produced when sulfuric acid is neutralized by potassium hydroxide. I'm going to write the equation. Sulfuric acid, potassium hydroxide. So it's KOH plus H2SO4, and it's going to form K2SO4 plus H2O. So the correct amount of potassium hydroxide solution must be added to neutralize all of the sulfuric acid. Plan an experiment to obtain pure crystals of potassium sulfate. तो ये वो salt preparation का question है. And you are provided and you have to design the experiment. And salt preparation में था कि if you're making a soluble salt, these compounds are soluble, group 1 के. If you're making a soluble salt from a soluble compound, soluble reactant, then the process would be titration. ठीक है, so we can revise titration. Titration में क्या होता था कि you had two reactants and you had to react them. लेकिन कोशिश ये करनी थी, basically आपने salt produce करनी है. तो आपने कोशिश ये करनी है कि you're going to react the two reactants in equal amount. But how would you know the equal amount? For that you titrate. You take a burette, which let's say has one of the reactants, and you take a conical flask, which let's say has the other reactant, which is H2SO4. So the paper में explain करोगे ना, आप कहोगे कि KOH is added to the burette, H2SO4 is transferred 25 cm³ through a pipette into a flask. I said then you add drop by drop. Immediately क्या होगा? When KOH is added to H2SO4, the salt and water is produced. So slowly the H2SO4 will react with the KOH that's coming from the top, and your salt and water molecules are going to be produced. लेकिन step by step, मतलब let's say 100 molecules हैं H2SO4 के, तो पहले एक convert होगा, फिर दूसरा, फिर तीसरा, फिर आखिरी molecule भी H2SO4 का react हो जाएगा. Initially this pH is acidic. Salts are neutral. So your solution changes from acidic to neutral slowly. अच्छा, लेकिन जब आखिरी molecule H2SO4 का react हो जाएगा ना, that's the point when we have to stop the tap at the top. तो क्योंकि अगर टैप नहीं रोका और H2SO4 completely react कर गया, तो पीछे सारा H2SO4 किस में कन्वर्ट हो गया? K2SO4 और वाटर के अंदर. लेकिन अगर आपने टैप ऑफ नहीं किया ना तो KOH अभी भी डलता रहेगा एंड देयर इज गोइंग टू बी एक्सेस KOH. जरूरत से ज्यादा डल जाएगा KOH, more than the required amount. So there's going to be excess KOH, which is a base, and the solution would turn basic. We don't want this to happen. We don't want to add excess KOH. So this is the point where we actually try to stop titration. उसके लिए फिर आप indicators use करते हो. The indicators that you use are methyl orange or phenolphthalein. Methyl orange होता तो यहाँ पे शुरू में red होता क्योंकि acidic है. अगर एक भी extra drop KOH का डलेगा ना और basic हो जाएगा तो it's going to turn orange. It's going to turn orange yellow. और you could use phenolphthalein. ये सारे indicators भी data sheet के अंदर provided है. ठीक है, where are the किधर चले गए indicators? हाँ ये टॉप पे था, कहीं था. हाँ मिथाइल ऑरेंज के एसिड के अंदर क्या है और अल्कली के अंदर क्या है. Phenolphthalein color changes are also given. So remember these indicators as well. So as soon as the color changes, that's when you know that you have to immediately stop the titration. और फिर आपको crystallize करना है. जब आप titration stop करोगे ना तो H2SO4 तो वैसे ही react कर चुका होगा. और अगर टाइम पे अगर आपने रोक दिया तो एक्सेस KOH भी नहीं डाला होगा. So your solution only contains K2SO4 and water. This needs to be crystallized. So you have to explain the whole crystallization process. क्योंकि क्वेश्चन को अगर देखो ना उसने प्योर क्रिस्टल्स पूछा था, नॉट उसे ये नहीं पूछा था पोटेशियम सल्फेट प्लस वाटर बनाओ. उसने कहा था उसके क्रिस्टल्स बनाओ. तो आखिरी स्टेप नहीं भूलना. So I'm just going to explain in words what you're going to write. Fill the burette with KOH. Prepare 25 cm³ of H2SO4 into the conical flask. Add a suitable indicator. You can add methyl orange. Add KOH drop by drop and start the titration and stop when the color changes. And you can write the color change, red to orange yellow. As soon as the color changes, you stop the titration. फिर आप क्या करते थे? आप repeat करते थे experiment without the indicator. Why? Because the indicator itself is contaminating the salt that's produced. तो जब एक दफा पता लग गया ना कि कितना KOH और कितना H2SO4 रिएक्ट करेंगे तो फिर इंडिकेटर डालने की जरूरत नहीं है because you now know the volume. So you're going to repeat the experiment with the known volumes without the indicator. And when you do that, you stop the titration and फिर ये जो चीज बची है ना बनी है ना you crystallize it. You evaporate the solution to saturation point and cool gradually to obtain crystals. And you dry you filter out those crystals and dry them in between filter papers. ठीक है? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
ठीक है, ये हम खैर रिवाइज करेंगे. ये हमने काफी पहले किया था सॉल्ट प्रिपरेशन. ठीक है, इसकी वीडियो में टाइट्रेशन की पोस्ट कर देता हूँ बल्कि तीनों सॉल्ट प्रिपरेशन की. जस्ट होल्ड ऑन 1 सेकेंड ताकि वो रिवाइज भी हो जाए. ठीक है, जस्ट गिव मी 1 सेकेंड. मैं यूट्यूब चैनल से अच्छा प्रिपरेशन ऑफ सॉल्ट्स एक सेम प्लेलिस्ट भी आ जाए. जस्ट होल्ड ऑन 1 सेकेंड. मैं एक दफा ये कर दूं वरना भूल जाता हूँ मैं चीजें. अच्छा इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन नहीं है इस पेपर के ऊपर. वी डन विद द पेपर, द होल पेपर. महाद, इज दिस क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
महाद ये प्रिपरेशन ऑफ सॉल्ट्स वाली स्पेशली आप जाके देखना. 5 वीडियोस. यू कैन इंक्रीज द प्लेबैक स्पीड उसकी ना यूट्यूब के अंदर ना. यू कैन ताकि वो जल्दी अगर देखनी है. 1 सेकेंड में ग्रुप